Here's Jacob Smith. His shot, he scores! Centering pass. Oh, what a sensational save. It's 2-on-1. Here's Chesson winding up for one-timer. Savino, he scores! Chong with a brilliant move. She scores! Shoots, he scores!
HL Network live on YouTube. We've got a special one here for you this morning at the Ahai Arena. It's the girls' state final for the Ahai playoffs. The Barrington Phillies, the #1 seed of this tournament, going up against the New Trier girls team, the #5 seed in this tournament. And just starting right off the bat, we've seen a lot of success for New Trier this season. A lot of key players standing out. You got Millie Ewing, Addison Stewart leading the way in points, also some solid goaltending.
Absolutely. You look at this team, tied for third in the league in goals against, and they have really reliable goaltending top to bottom. 3 reliable options that they can turn to. No indication yet of who's going to get the nod, but either way, whoever they have is going to be stellar.
All right, we'll talk a little bit more on that soon, but first things first, we're going to send it down to Max Anderson, standing by at the New Trier bench, about to have a conversation with head coach Lenny Munson in just a moment as the officials get a quick word in with the coach. Team's warming up here, just a minute 53 to go on the warm-up clock, and now sounds like we are just about ready to send it down to Max. So Max, take it away.
Thank you, Dylan. I'm here with New Trier head coach Lenny Munson, who is popular among these referees here. You know all these guys, but talking about today a little bit, you guys are 1 win away from playing for a state championship down at the United Center. How do you keep your team focused on today?
No, it's just, yeah, they're the #1 team in the league for a reason. Played them a lot this year. Our last game was 2-1, 1-goal game. It should be a great game.
You mentioned you've played this team several times this year, yet to beat them. What do you have to do tonight to get that win in the most important time you've played them yet this season?
No, their goalie's good. We have to get screens, we have to get tips, we have to move the puck. We know what our strengths are. We're going to try to stay away from that.
Thank you, Lenny. Dylan, back up to you.
Thanks, guys. And just to recap our crew here at the Ahai Arena this morning, on the camera, we've got a 3-camera setup, by the way. Matt Freeman, Patrick Loftus, and Joel Schneider all staring at screens throughout the game today. Joe DeGrand, our technical engineer. Jimmy Olson, obviously, our technical director. Max Anderson, you just heard from down at the sideline. Rudy Hodgson, to my right. My name is Dylan Ward, and we couldn't be more excited for this one. We talked about New Trier. Looking over at the Barrington side, you could see the Gorbatenko sisters, Nicole and Rachel, absolutely tearing it up. Nicole with 29 points and Rachel with 26.
They've been absolutely dynamite, and it shows that they have that chemistry. They know how to play with each other, and I mean, it's paid its dividends throughout the entire season. They've been able to get offensive production, and then in the back end, you have Brooke Ward, who's arguably probably the best goaltender in the state. If you're this Phillies team, the toughest thing to do is beat a team multiple times. They're looking for their 4th against New Trier this season alone. They have quite the test in front of them, but I'm very, very optimistic in the Philly team in front of us.
Brooke Ward, a 1.05 goals against average, .955 save percentage, 3 shutouts, an 8-1 record in the regular season. The Barrington Broncos, just in general, 23-5. Just 3 times this season they've lost a game.
They've been dynamite. I mean, it's one of those things where this team, top to bottom, can beat you in so many different ways. They have reliable defense, they have a potent offense, and then they have a brick wall in net that can really steal games for them. So everything works in their favor, but this is the playoffs. This is the postseason. You never know what could happen. It's a 1-game series. Winner goes to the UC.
Yeah, and that's what, it's all about, right? This is what differentiates the state playoffs, whether it's girls combined division, red varsity, just from being, your league tournament to to the state tournament is that end goal of playing that last game on professional NHL ice.
Absolutely, and what an experience this has to be. I mean, we spoke with Barrington's head coach, and he said that he really wants that opportunity for the girls so that they can experience what it's like to play a game at the United Center. So, you know, we're not in a better place to do so. They have one more hill to climb, and they can make it there. But you know what? Like I said, this is the postseason. You never really know, and we got a really good one in front of us right now.
For the girls, this is the only round of the state playoffs that takes place at the Edge. It was just an 8-team tournament, seeded 1 through 8. That first round, that Elite 8 game, was at the home rink of the higher seed. So now we're at a neutral site. Obviously, Barrington, the designated home team, so they will have the last change and the home bench here at the Edge. It's going to be a great contest. 15 minutes on the clock. We are just about ready for the opening faceoff. And for New Trier, we can see Taylor Hannafin make her way over to the net, a 1.82 goals against average, .931 save percentage, a 2-2-1 record for her. We are underway from the Edge Ice Arena just south of O'Hare Airport. Sit back, get a pot of coffee going this morning. It'll be a good one. Battle in the corner for the puck. Finding it for New Trier is Barr. She'll throw it to the other corner for Fontana. Barrington will steal it away. Behind the net, centering pass blocked by a skate of New Trier, and they will clear the zone. It'll roll all the way down directly on Ward's net, so it won't be an icing just 30 seconds in. Now, Rachel Gorbatenko, who had 5 points against Burlington West in the Elite 8 to get here in Barrington's 12-2 win. Gorbatenko in her own zone, lifts it out to neutral, taken away. Here comes Barr for New Trier. Barr takes a shot and scores! Found a hole in the near side of Ward. And just a minute, 3 seconds into the game, New Trier strikes first.
It was the forecheck of New Trier that was able to get the puck. They forced Barrington to try to get it out, and it was Barr that gets the clear, takes it down, and beats Brooke Ward short side. Take another look here. Just a great shot. Used the screen to her advantage. Gets through, and just like that, New Trier gets the opener.
And guys, for a team that's looking for their first win over New Trier, or I should say over Barrington on the season, getting that early one just a minute in, that's exactly what Lenny Munson was looking for.
So a fast start for the seeded underdogs here at the Edge. This pass over to the near side. Tipped down in by Winkerkorn. Found in the near side corner by New Trier. They will battle for it. Eventually it comes free and is taken by Lachise. Millie Ewing near her own blue line, taken away by Pukala. And then dumped all the way down. Barr, the goal scorer from moments ago, back in her own zone. Plays it off the boards over to the far side for Becky McDaniel. Barrington keeps it in the zone just for a moment. Then it'll be grabbed by Kyla O'Leary. O'Leary over the blue line left wing side was stuffed by 3 Phillies defenders. And this puck will get cleared down. No icing as it got deflected, so we will continue here. Kimberly Jung behind her net. Trying to get it out, but dump back in for a moment, then Albrighton finds it. Albrighton sends it down low, sticked away by Ward. Gorbatenko in the near side corner of her own zone. Barrington will now bring it out. Here comes her sister, Nicole Gorbatenko. She shoots, and the save is made. Rebound is thrown behind the net and off the boards.
Great first test pass there, and that's exactly what you want to see. Retain or keep that lead, especially early on against a very potent offense. She passes the task.
Gilmore dumps it in. Down low it goes and grabbed by Jung. To the near side for Albrighton. And it's tipped out of there. Almost kept alive, but then Schuster chasing after it. Rachel Gorbatenko back below her own net, takes a lap around the cage. Gorbatenko with a pass out to neutral ice. Pukala shoots through the legs of a defender, but stopped. Rebound thrown right in front, and they score! Quickly tied up, Julie Deuce, and it's 1-1.
She didn't get the goal, but it was the speed of Pukala who really created that chance. Got the initial shot, got her rebound, goes behind the net, tries to get the wrap. Take another look here as tries to set up the wraparound, but instead sets up Deuce. And just as quickly as we got the opener, Barrington strikes right back.
And you saw how much space Deuce had in front. That's the message down here on the New Trier bench. Not happy with the amount of space their defense gave up right in front of the net.
Talked about it in the open. These are two familiar teams. 4 meetings in the regular season. 3 wins for Barrington and a 1-1 tie. Here's a shot from the right point, looking for a deflection, didn't get it on the rebound. This one thrown to the net, and it's stopped by Hannafin. Now Winterkorn tries again, a little floater, stopped by a New Trier stick. Now up high, here's another shot, and that's steered away by Hannafin. Back up high, Winterkorn again, shoots, and a block there by Leah Fontana on its way to the net. Far side half boards, Barrington again with another shot and another save there by Hannafin.
Phillies showing their stripes offensively, really applying the pressure early.
New Trier with a goal on their only shot credited so far. They will send this one the length, and it'll be an icing, stopping the clock with 10:23 to go in the first, very early here in Bensonville.
Guys, a unique element of the girls' game is many of these girls play on multiple teams. So they'll play on this New Trier team, for example, and then they'll play on a travel or a AAU-style team. And many of these girls, I believe up to 7 in this game alone, played in a state championship yesterday in the 16U AA state championship, many of them commingling. So you've got players on New Trier that play with players on Barrington on their travel team. So these girls know each other very, very well, and they play a lot of hockey together and against each other.
This one hits the side of the net. And those friendships get put on hold for a little bit here when United Center is on the line. Gorbatenko down in her own zone at the corner will send it all the way down. It will go on target. And the glove over the puck. By the way, the goal here of winning this game and advancing to the state championship at the United Center, even sweeter when you look at the fact that that game, the championship game, hasn't been played at the UC since 2019. Obviously,
Absolutely.
2020, COVID shut it down. 2021, kind of that fake season, for lack of a better term. 2022, right here at the edge. And, you know, here in 2023, that United Center has always been a staple for the high school hockey state championship.
And you know how much it means to these players, right? They all grow up watching the Blackhawks, and to be headed back to the UC as a reward for winning this game. Asked Lenny Munson about before the game. He was focused on today, but talking to him off air, they're obviously excited. You mentioned how Jeff Reisky really wanted for his girls. It means a lot to all of these players and coaches.
9:41 to go in the first, a goal apiece. New Trier struck first, then Barrington second. Barrington works in the attacking zone. Gorbatenko now to the left side half boards. This shot just goes wide of the net. Thrown down to the corner. Deuce, with the Phillies goal in this game, will throw it to the far corner. Both the Gorbatenko sisters out on the ice right now. As Rachel brings it in, she takes a slap shot that gets blocked by Jung. Rebound behind the cage. Kira Barr tried to clear it out, kept alive by the Phillies, and this shot stopped by Hannafin. Gorbatenko down to the corner again. Below the line, it's Pukala. This one cleared off the glass. It'll go all the way down. And there's the whistle for an icing, stopping the clock.
Gorbatenko has a heavy shot. Absolutely dominant. Just able to see through just about any defenseman in her way and try to get a shot on goal. Really applying the pressure here early, but you just so noticeable. When she shoots, she's got a cannon.
And the stats don't lie. When you look at this Phillies team, player by player, Gorbatenko and Pukala all on that first line with all in the 25-plus point category. There's not anyone on this team besides them who has more than 8 points. Of course, that's regular season play, not counting other tournaments and exhibitions throughout the season. This one will be cleared down by New Trier, and another icing.
Guys, I always like tracking bench's energy, and to start the game for New Trier, that first minute, there was an uneasy tension, right? The first minute of a semifinal game. They got that early goal. The energy was enormous. They were banging on the boards. They were cheering each other on. Barrington scores 1-1, and now we've settled into the game. They know that this is going to be a 45-minute fight between these two sides.
Max Anderson, of course, if you're just joining us, hanging out down at ice level, switching between the benches as the night progresses. Right now hanging out on the New Trier side as the Trevians in their own zone play with the puck. Near side half boards. Can't get it out just there. But Luchis finally plays it off the boards, and Barrington keeps it alive. At the slot, turning around Gorbatenko. Couldn't find a shot, so she'll play it down to the corner. Barrington again. This one deflects wide, and it'll be taken by the Trevs.
You're really starting to see the forecheck here of the Phillies really applying more pressure, not giving New Trier any real space to breathe. And as a result, they're forcing them to take icings. And even though, this isn't NHL rules where the person that dumps the puck has to stay on the ice, that's still killing a lot of energy that they have early on, especially after getting the momentum so early in this game.
No kidding. That's about maybe 3 or 4 icings in the last 2 minutes of game time for New Trier. It's been all Barrington so far. I think there's probably a few more shots on goal in this game than just 4, but the official score has it as 3-1 in favor of the Phillies. Now below the goal line, this one goes. New Trier trying to find it. Exit the zone cleanly. This one Hannafin thought she had, but it's kept alive. Up high it goes for East. Sliding over, and this shot from the point by Gorbatenko rolls wide. Now below the goal line once again. Pukala finds it. Pukala to the far corner, now left circle. Pukala can't get by a New Trier defender, and out with the puck comes Addison Stewart. Stewart over the line, down the left wing side, to the corner, centers it. Nobody home. Keeping it in the zone is Jung. She'll throw it to the net, and a save there by Brooke Ward.
Tricky save, too, as that hit something on its way to net. Ward locked in all the way. That's the first real test she's had since that goal.
And you look back at the offense here that New Trier was trying to stymie it, but the one thing that they haven't really been able to control well is their spacing. You're seeing a lot of open ice, especially there in the slot. And if the Phillies start to capitalize on those passes, the score could get really ramped up here early.
Barrington outside the zone. Winterkorn leads the charge. She's over the line, now down to the left circle, turns around, tried to center it, but it's blocked, and Kimberly Jung will take over for New Trier. Now Albrighton tips it ahead. Can't win the race as Barrington gets to the puck first. 5:45 to go in period 1. At the right point, this one slides over. Here's Barr. Slap shot. Almost found a hole. Maybe the goaltender screened a bit too, but ultimately turned away. Now far side corner again. Phillies grab it. Pass comes over to Deuce. And now this shot by Gorbatenko goes wide of the net.
Phillies had numbers there, had a 3-on-2. Another odd man rush. But they can't really seem to capitalize as the shot goes wide.
And another icing for New Trier. They'll take another D-zone face-off here with 5:08 to go in the first period.
We take another look here at this shot from Barr from the point. Looks to have gone off one of her teammates' shoulders. And it looks like it might have gone off the glove.
It's a great pickup by Patrick Loftus down there doing the corner cam this morning. As this one from a tough angle thrown to the net. Easily steered away by Hannafin. They get it out to neutral ice. Here's a breakaway as Schuster finds it at the blue line. Schuster just misses the net. She was going top right corner and didn't miss by much.
She saw that corner, almost capitalized on it. It was certainly open for the taking, but she couldn't take advantage of the look.
Now Leah Fontana, far corner, throws it up high. Barr will take a shot, and that's stopped by the goaltender. 4:26 now in the first.
You got to give credit there. I mean, you have to take a look at this breakaway here that almost goes in, just goes over the shoulder, but no dice. Take another look here from our other camera. Oh, man, inches away from making it 2-1 with 4:26 left in the first.
Ready for the faceoff in New Trier's attacking zone. It's taken by the Phillies. Rajski out to neutral ice and skating ahead with speed. With a shot off the post, that was Nicole Gorbatenko, and she drew iron close to Barrington's first lead of the hockey game.
You're starting to see the Phillies really get those rushes. First a 3-on-2, then a 2-on-1. That one just goes off the iron. And it's back and forth action here from these two teams. They really want it.
Rachel Gorbatenko lifts it out, neutral ice. It'll be taken by New Trier as Addison Stewart recovers it. Stewart over the line, takes a shot, blocked in close by a Philly stick. Now Rachel Gorbatenko flips it out to neutral ice once again. It's grabbed by Barr. Barr to the neutral zone. And into the zone comes New Trier. This shot by Millie Ewing goes wide, and the Phillies will take over again. Pukala was looking to feed Gorbatenko there, did not work. So instead, Deuce will bring it into the zone. Julie Deuce with the Phillies goal in this game. Kiera Barr with the Trevians goal. That's it so far. A lot of hockey to play here at the Edge. Pukala forcing it outside the zone, then throws it to the near side and hopes that Carr could catch up to the puck, but instead it's going to be grabbed by Osland. Winterkorn, nice pass to Pukala. Pukala at the slot takes a shot, and that's turned away by Hannafin. Another chance, this one for Carr. This one saved by Hannafin again.
Hannafin, sensational 2 saves to keep this game even at 1. But just like we said a couple minutes earlier, it's the open space in the slot that really almost generates more offense for this Phillies team as we look at Pukala. First shot, great blocker save. The one you didn't see, though, was the one in front. As a result, we're still even at 1.
Carr just misses the net there. And New Trier trying to force this one out of the zone. They will be successful in doing that. Now here comes Hagliero, I should say, as it goes down below the goal line, taken away here by the Phillies. And they will force it out to neutral ice. Carr skating ahead, trying to win a race against Osland. Takes a hit, and Osland will grab the puck. Now Barrington again, pass to the slot, and this shot gets steered away by Hannafin. Got a piece of it.
It's like the Phillies wanted to call their potential hold there, but it just, well, the ref says play on. Obviously didn't get called, but definitely trying to lobby for a call here early.
It's interesting as these two teams, as one player steers ahead and Kyla O'Leary takes a shot, and that's stopped by Ward. That chance sort of out of nowhere, Rudy.
Absolutely, but we get another one here the opposite way.
Gorbatenko takes down a skater, and that's going to be a penalty. Kiera Barr drawing the call, and with 1:17 to go in the first period, our first penalty of the game.
Definitely a weird tie-up there as we take another look at the move. Inside move, tries to go forehand, Ward up to the task, and then, I mean, let's just take a look at it from the other angle. I mean, what a move there to get inside the slot, kind of force a half breakaway. But it's the goaltending here that's kind of been stymieing the offense of both teams, even though the opener had 2 goals in the first 3 minutes.
Yeah. New Trier with just 2 power play goals in the regular season. That's the fewest in the league. Barrington with 4 power play goals against this season, and they will get the early clear. And, you know, Rudy, I was minutes away from saying, kind of surprised we haven't seen a penalty in this game yet, as the Barrington Phillies take the most penalties in the league, and New Trier just behind them.
Well, it's one of those things where that call could have gone either way. Definitely a tie-up scoring opportunity there, but in the end, I think the refs got it right. Shot goes off the mask.
Wow. Nice shot there by New Trier, but does deflect off the mask and dumped all the way down on target, and Taylor Hannafin will play the safe route, put a glove over it. 38 seconds now.
Really like the move there from Emma Lucchese. She created the space, almost used herself as a pick, dropped the puck. They had a nice shot from the point. It's a really good setup in the entrance of the zone from 12 and blue.
So Barrington, while shorthanded, takes an attacking zone face-off. Here's a shot on goal into the glove of Hannafin. Let's do it again.
Hannafin, I love that energy. Makes the save, says, get off me. I don't want to see you by my crease.
And guys, we got a chance to talk to all 4 of these coaches before today's game, and Brooke Ward just kept coming up over and over and over as probably the best goaltender in the state. But what a start for Taylor Hannafin. Not talked about as much as Brooke Ward has been, but she has been so solid in net so far.
No kidding, and especially here in this game where both teams scored early, you thought maybe it'd be a high-scoring affair, but we haven't seen anything since then, and the goaltenders have been outstanding. Jung back in her own zone, time running out in the period. This pass by Barr, looking for Jung. Eventually got to her. New Trier has 5 seconds to work with. Schuster drops it off. Fontana up high. It leaks outside the zone, and time runs out on the period. Still 42 seconds on the power play to open up the second. But after 1-1.
Well, you got to give credit to New Trier. I mean, Barrington came into this game as the heavy favorite, but it's New Trier that struck first and have been able to really keep up with this really fast Philly team. And one of the things that I have to credit for New Trier is they know how to play with one another. Really good chemistry, really pretty passing plays, able to set up plays and really create chances. But it's been the goaltending that's really stymied both teams, obviously. And you got to give credit where credit's due. As we see Max down there at ice level. Max, what are you hearing?
Guys, Coach Reiske's really happy with the pushback they got there at the end of the really latter half of the first period. They took the punch from New Trier. Now they feel like they've got the better of it, starting to put a lot of pucks on Hannafin. They think they're due here in the next minute or two.
Well, obviously the second period, the period of the long change. So, of course, if you don't know what I'm talking about, the benches obviously don't change. But when the team switch ends, in the second period, your bench is on your offensive half of the ice. So if you're defending a lot of pressure by the other team, it's much harder to change if your players are getting tired. Usually we see some more goals in the second period, and what you were talking about with the space in the neutral zone. How do you see that playing a factor?
Well, it's going to be one of those things where in order to make a deep playoff run, you got to have your lungs. You got to be able to really move, be able to kind of get those extra 10 seconds if you need it, but also kind of make yourself available to get a change when you can, because it's not as often as you would like as compared to the first and third period. And you see, if anything, this works to the advantage of the Phillies because they're so quick, because they're able to really move around. They're the ones that could really take advantage here in the second period to get some offense and really start to kind of put more of a gap between themselves and New Trier.
Well, they'll start by defending. 42 seconds left on the NT power play. Ready for the center ice face-off. Fresh 15 minutes on the clock, and we are underway for period 2. Barrington now will go from right to left, New Trier left to right. Here's Addison Stewart. Goes up high with it. Pass over. Here's Jung. She shoots, and that's right into the Phillies logo on Ward's sweater.
Again, the passing. Very nice passing plays to create space. You see, they know that they don't have the speed, but they have the chemistry. They kind of are able to create chances by using the perimeters, getting shots at the point. Now they just need bodies in front to get a deflection.
Barrington will clear right off the faceoff. Last game in the Elite Eight against Burlington West, the Barrington Phillies outscored that team 8-1 in the second period. Eventually won the game 12-2. out shooting them 78-9.
Similar message between periods is they feel really confident in the second period that this Barrington side thinks this is where they're going to break it open.
Power play is over, so Barrington does get the successful clear. This will be dumped down into the zone, the Barrington zone, and Matisse will take it. Giveaway here, Stewart up high. Stewart will recollect. Then a tie up there between two New Trier skaters, and eventually it's backhanded out of the zone by the Phillies. Dumped back into the zone now. It'll be picked up by Matisse and thrown to the near side. Here comes Barrington through neutral ice. Nicole Gorbatenko lost the puck for a moment, chases after it in the corner and finds it again. Gorbatenko coming in there to help her out. And then Winterkorn takes a shot from up high, probably going above the crossbar, but into the glove of Hannafin anyway, stopping the clock.
It's still a confidence builder. Hannafin just so smooth gloving that, and you're right, Dylan. That was going over the net, but I think it's still a message sender when you can show the forwards in front of you. I don't care where the puck is. That's going to be cleanly into my glove, and you're not getting by me.
Backhanded shot right off the face-off is stopped. Now at the high slot, New Trier will find it, and they will come out with it. Trevian skate ahead. As Oslind, left circle, being pressured by Winterkorn, and Winterkorn will get the steal just for a moment. On the near side, up high it goes. Lachizi was blocked on her shot and close. Rebound finds New Trier, and this shot off the stick of Schuster hits the crossbar. This one almost thrown into the net awkwardly. Kind of looked like that for a moment, but goes on the outside of the net and gets stuck, drawing a whistle.
How about this chance here to really excite the crowd? A shot from the slot just goes off the crossbar. Actually, might have gone off the back bar. That's exactly what happened.
Goodness.
A little bit of a lob there, but I mean, still a very, very promising opportunity for New Trier to get that 2-1, but no dice.
D-zone face-off for the Phillies. They will clear it out, and it's immediately an icing. 12:37 to go in the second. Kind of interesting about Barrington is they're one of the few schools in Illinois that has different nicknames for their boys and girls teams. Barrington Broncos, the boys' side, and the Barrington Phillies on the girls' side. Quick face-off, won by Barrington. Here's Gorbatenko around one defender, then through another. Gorbatenko going coast to coast here, through the legs, got the puck back, centers it, and the one-timer fanned on. Boy, that would have been easily one of the best assists I've ever seen.
Are you kidding me with that play? Absolutely dirty hands there. That was awesome. Couldn't get the pass in front, but you got to like the confidence, especially in a scoring opportunity like that.
Now this is Rachel Gorbatenko. Gets it to neutral ice. Ella Pukala into the zone. Pulls up, fakes a shot, then she'll go low. Pukala looking for an option here as she shifts to the near side. Pukala still with the puck, loses it. And it's taken by the Trevs. Now to neutral ice, O'Leary can't tip it into the zone. This takes a deflection and lands in the Phillies bench.
I like the way Pukala is able to create space and able to really control the pace of play in the offensive zone. Knows that she has the speed to really move around, but also knows she has the skill to slow things down and really try to find options. And that's the kind of confidence you need when you're in the postseason. Pukala has been really sharp early on.
Pukala with a hat trick +1 in the Elite Eight against Burlington West. 4 goals and 2 assists for a 6-point night for number 77 White out there.
Puck was on the stanchion. Used the hand to get it out.
We will continue playing here without a whistle as New Trier will dump this one down. Could be an icing unless they catch up to it, but it will go far enough and make a wish. 11:11 on the clock.
I like that.
And it's 1-1 on top of it.
Not the first period.
Yeah, right.
What is it? Singles wild? No deuces wild?
Yeah, deuce is wild. I've heard that one a couple times. Maybe it'll be 2-2 with 2:22 left. We'll see. Barrington with an attacking zone draw. Gorbatenko ready. Puck falls. And the face-off, won by Barrington. Quick shot here off the stick of Dakota Becko. Goes high of the net. Another chance here, Gorbatenko. That was Nicole, and she sent it high.
New Trier getting sticks in front of the shot, blocking 2 really grade A opportunities for the Phillies. You got to like that defense.
Taken down behind the goal line. New Trier will get called for that. And New Trier had an opportunity on the power play earlier, but now it's the Phillies' turn.
Ref calls it a hook. It looked like a trip. Either way, 2 minutes going to be served here for New Trier after really generating really good defense and really being able to shut down the Phillies when they have looks in the slot.
You said it before too, Rudy. Those shots that they were blocking with their sticks, there was open net that those shots were headed towards. Thought those blocked shots would have been a nervy situation for the Trevians, but the defense continues to get their sticks in shooting lanes.
New Trier on the penalty kill, trying to clear it out immediately, kept in the zone. Scrum up against the boards. Finally, the Trevians find it and get it out. Barrington with 8 power play goals in the regular season. That's most in the league as Pukala tries for another one there, but that's stopped by Hannafin. Now Gorbatenko with a drive, and that stopped. And Rudy, there's the shot you were talking about from Gorbatenko.
Very heavy, but up to the task. Look at this. No rebound there, and you got Phillies all over the rim of that crease, and they're able to pick up the rebound, so you got to give credit where credit's due. Rebound control, real good there.
Wes Anderson, our usual goaltending expert, but we got Rudy Hodgson today stepping in the role, so big shoes to fill, but obviously locked in on the goaltenders. Love that, Rudy.
Well, no one here is Wes. No one can really compare to him. But you know, when Wes and I get together, that's dangerous right there. It's nothing. It's a goalie broadcast.
Oh,
it's
a goalie party for sure.
Should get an all-goalie broadcast crew one of these days on the SHL network.
Oh, we won't call goals. We'll call saves.
Yeah, exactly. That'll be the emphasis. New Trier doing a good job killing this power play for the Phillies. It's already a minute gone. They've only gotten a couple of good looks, but it's been all New Trier for the last 30 seconds or so. Nicole Gorbatenko from a tough angle. That one wouldn't go. Now behind the net, Pukala. Pukala, backhand flip shot, just goes wide of the cage.
Guys, Gorbatenko's hurting. Something happened in front of the net. She's really in a lot of pain.
She's heading to the bench right now. We'll get an update on that soon, but play continues for the time being. This shot into the glove of Hannafin again. And, of course, that is Nicole Gorbatenko, number 43 for the Phillies. And, obviously, we'll keep in touch with Max Anderson down there if he gets any updates we can share. But for the time being, she'll have a seat.
And you really hope that she's okay. Obviously, one of the better players on this Phillies team. They're going to need her if they want to really continue to put the pressure on New Trier, especially as they sit on the power play. She's on that top unit. So we'll keep things locked in and see if she comes back out. Right now, she's up. Looks like she's nodding her head. Max, what do you see?
Yeah, she's going to be all right. She got a stick to that area just above the glove. As you know, Rudy, no padding there.
Here's a steal and a partial break. Addison Stewart on target. And the save made by Ward.
You guys, I'm going to do it. Brooke Ward, really aggressive. You got to love that. Takes away the angle. And the best goalie in the state, up to the task. Love that.
Look at another look here. I mean, you know, it's a quick chance. You said it, Rudy, way out of the crease there.
And just like that, by the way, guys, Nicole Gorbatenko not missing a shift, right back out there.
There you go. She takes the face-off as well and wins it back. Nicole Gorbatenko with the puck through the neutral zone over the center ice line. Now the blue line. Gorbatenko lost the puck. They'll try and clear, but it's kept alive by her sister. Now Nicole Gorbatenko. Below the line, taken away by New Trier for a moment. And they will get it out. Power play is over, and what a penalty kill it was for the Trevians. Not just dumping the puck, clearing it, one or two shorthanded looks. Gorbatenko shoots, and that's saved by Hannafin.
One of the other messages between periods on the Barrington bench was let's keep getting shots. As good as Hannafin played in the first period, was giving up some rebounds. But Rudy, you talked just a couple minutes ago, a couple of these shots that Hannafin's not giving up rebounds have been really quality saves, not easy ones to not give up rebounds. It's clearly something the New Trier side stressed between periods too.
Well, and you just saw the Cannon not missing a shift after getting hurt, but up to the task was the goalie. I mean, that's what you want to see.
Maybe another test coming up here. It's time for Ward. A hit there as Stewart goes down to a knee. I'll try and get it out. Lucchese keeps it in the zone just barely. And eventually it's taken by Barrington. They're going to have a 2-on-1 with the puck. Pukala, slap shot, and that goes wide of the net. Now left point, it squeaks outside of the zone, so Barrington will have to tag up here. Pukala again, this one turned away by the right pad of Hannafin.
Pukala is so talented, able to just seamlessly create chances out of nowhere. Two odd-numbered rushes, I should say, that have really led to really good-looking opportunities. But, I mean, we take another look here at the 2-on-1. That one just outside, or off the target, I should say. As we look at the slap shot, did not miss by much.
That corner camera being manned by Patrick Loftus. A great feature here. We're getting some great shots down from that corner to our left. So we're ready for a face-off. You're looking at the corner cam right now. The puck is taken by New Trier in their own zone. Stretch pass to neutral ice. And Terhorn will take it. And now here comes Pukala once again. Pukala shoots, and that one just goes high. Another close chance.
Hannafin got a little piece of it to steer it just high enough, guys.
Great pickup down there, Max. Max Anderson down at the Phillies bench at the moment, our sideline reporter. As they fight for the puck, being pinned up in the corner. Eventually, Barrington kicks it out. Kala, and this one's taken away by New Trier. Here comes Schuster, splits ahead of one. Schuster, backhand shot, trying to flip it to the top corner of the net, but it goes high.
Looks like it might have actually gone off the shoulder of Ward there as the Phillies bench getting a little loud, giving credit to their goalie. But you got to love the offense created there. What a move to create the chance.
Now here's Nicole Gorbatenko the other direction. Has three defenders on her. Takes a shot that's blocked in close. And eventually New Trier will get it. Deuce with the puck for the Phillies. Barrington's lone goal scorer in this game. All the scoring took place about 5 minutes into the game. We haven't seen anything since then. Gorbatenko behind the net, thinking about it, and this net gets dislodged. That'll stop our clock with 5:46.
A good break there for New Trier when you really think about it. We take another look here at the scoring opportunity. Backhanded shot. Oh, yeah. Just goes off the head of Ward. Let's take another look here in the second angle. Oh, yeah. Goes off the mask. And, you know, and then on the other end here, you look at the Phillies and you look at just how good of skaters they are. Really kind of looking and scanning the ice, looking for options here. As we get a little bit of a stoppage here. Looks like something up with the pad.
Well, now's as good a time as any to let you all know that Steve Ricker, the president of IHOA, the officials here at the high school hockey level and all other levels below in the state of Illinois, will be joining us during the intermission for an interview. So make sure you don't tune away when that clock expires in the second period.
Yeah, for all those parents and fans out there that like to give it to the referees, maybe you could hear a little bit of explanation about how it all goes down from Steve during the intermission, so stay tuned for that.
You know, this is groundbreaking interview time right here that we're getting. It's going to really change the way fans look at the officials. Maybe we'll start rooting for them when they make a call one day.
Basically, that's Steve's job on the interview. Make everybody root for the officials.
Yeah, 4 officials in this game. Usually for the girls, it's 1 referee, 2 lines. But here we've got the full unit.
Well, if we're going to interview him, we got to get the whole crew out here, right?
Let's get the officials up here. What are they doing there during the intermission? 5 minutes to go in the middle frame. Gorbatenko over the line, left wing side, toe drag to the backhand. She scores! What a goal by Nicole Gorbatenko, and the Phillies have their first lead of the day.
Nicole, are you serious? What a move. Forehand to the backhand, keeps the puck to her backhand, and a shot that had eyes, and it goes in 2-1. Take another look here. What a move, and what a shot. And just like that, the #1 team in the state has the lead. It's 2-1.
In the biggest games, you look for your biggest players to make the biggest plays, and that is as good as it gets. I think we're going to see that one clipped and circle around social media quite a few times.
I'm on it, Max. As we continue on here. New Trier struck first. Barrington with the most recent 2 goals. The #1 seed in this tournament. 23-5 record for the Phillies. They've got dreams of heading to the United Center, dreams that they've had all season long. And it's getting closer to that breaking point, and this one kind of an awkward save there for Ward.
Dylan, you're talking about those dreams of making a state championship game. This Barrington team still feels like they've got a bit of a chip on their shoulder, a bit of an underdog in the sense of they're still relatively new to the block. New Trier, Loyola, Fenwick, some state girls' powers. Barrington still feels like they're punching up. They know they've had a really nice season. They know they've beaten a lot of teams. They've been the best girls' team in the state. They still feel like they have something to prove.
Well, we spoke to their head coach, and what was the thing, Max, that he said? It was establishing the culture as a look for New Trier.
Close chance there. New Trier almost tying it immediately. That's what we saw after the Trevian goal. Barrington wasted no time coming back to tie it, maybe 2 or 3 minutes of game time between those 2 goals. Schuster flips it to the net. Where's the puck? And Ward's got it.
Dare I say that I think Ward reminds me of a certain goalie that just got traded to Vegas, Jonathan Quick. Very flexible, very able to really control the ground and really seal up rebounds when she can. And there you saw it. We saw it on the previous play, the way she was able to recover and squeeze a chance that really didn't look too dangerous until it made its way to the net. She's up to the task, number 32, taking inspiration from number 32.
Columbus Blue Jackets legend Jonathan Quick.
Raise the banner.
Jung with New Trier's goal in this game at the right point, flips it wide of the net. Inching down to that second period intermission. Again, normally for the girls in the regular season, they play through with just a brief timeout in between each period, but they will get a Zamboni and a break in the locker room. This one covered up by Ward, and that'll stop the clock.
Dylan, we've been broadcasting together a couple years. Rudy, we've done several again this year. We talk all the time about responses after goals. Barrington had really been pushing over the last 10 or 15 minutes, got the go-ahead goal, been really impressed here over the last minute and a half, the pushback from the Trevians.
Another quick shot and a save, and with that shot, that'll tie up the SOGs 14 apiece.
And you know what, Max? You're absolutely right. The response, the ability to really create chances when they're a little bit on their heels, especially coming off of 2 penalty kills, I should say, on their end, to be able to really come back and kind of assert themselves like, hey, we're not going anywhere. You got to really, really respect that.
Been playing a lot of hockey down here to our right over the last while. Barrington trying to clear it outside the zone. New Trier doing a good job keeping it in. As now finally it does leak outside the zone. See what Barrington can do here. Here comes Dakota Becko with the puck, number 66 in white out there, taken away here by the Trevians. New Trier skates ahead, this one out of the reach. And getting to it first there is Rotchke. Thrown to the net, awkward angle. And Ward had to be sharp.
A good heads-up play there to really use her stick to stop, because there were 2 Trevians in front of the net ready to pounce on that pass. But Ward gets a stick on it.
Dylan, you talked about the little bit change in schedule as far as when ice cleanings happen here in this playoff game. gives you the opportunity at the last 3 minutes of this period to really give a little bit more energy than maybe you otherwise would. You get a 10 or 15-minute break to recharge a little bit. So we're going to get a quick whistle, but changes the mentality down here on the bench to really push these last 3 minutes and know that you've got that break coming.
And I always wondered, when you get something a little bit different like that, I'm sure these girls wouldn't mind a breather here between the second and third period. But when you've been playing a particular way all season long, I wonder if that changes anything about your game plan. And like you said, Max, the trying harder at the end of the period, just giving it your all because you know you'll get that break. It'll be interesting to see how these teams come out when period 3 gets going.
And I promise to you, I will ask both coaches. Didn't get a chance before the game, didn't really think about it, but I will ask both coaches between periods how that changes things.
Stewart pulls it ahead, takes a shot, and a big save by Ward. Then Stewart with a wraparound net comes off its posts, and that'll draw a whistle, stopping the clock with 2:09.
Looked like Barrington might have gotten away with a hooking there. Kind of a tough angle for me, but looked like the Trevian got turned around pretty good by a stick. I'm not sure what you guys saw up there.
So we're looking at the replay now. It's hard to tell from that angle, but again, no penalty called. We've only seen 2 penalties in this game. These are the 2 highest penalty-taking teams in high school hockey for the girls. Hell there, Winterkorn in there. Eventually Barrington tries to clear, kept alive by Jung. She will throw it to the net. Somehow made its way through a lot of traffic, but missed. Now this drop-off pass. Here comes New Trier with another shot. Below the goal line now. A battle for it. Pagliaro in there, and finally Barrington will get it out. Here comes Ella Pukala. Pukala with speed, leads the charge, looks for a pass, pulls it ahead, takes a shot, side of the net, now thrown to the slot, and this will be taken away by Jung.
My God, what a look there from Pukala. Tries to go short side, but nice skating, nice passing, and a nice shot as that one goes just above the ear of Ward.
Jung looking for her second goal of the morning with that one. Just down to 1:10 to go in the second period before the break. Can Barrington find some insurance? Can New Trier tie the game? As Gorbatenko to the backhand scores! It's her second goal of the game, Nicole Gorbatenko, and it's a 3-1 lead for the Phillies.
Take a bow. What a move. Power move to really assert herself. Pulls it to her backhand. Finds a little bit of space. As a result, it's 3-1. This replay, oh my goodness. Avoids the poke, avoids the body, jumps into the boards. 3-1.
Number 43 in white having a day here. 2 highlight reel goals caught on camera.
Well, Max, you said it. Your best players have to take over in the postseason, and that's exactly what's been going on here. Looks like a tripping getting away, not being called. No matter, we play on.
Now the Phillies into the zone, dumped in by the blue line, and that'll be settled down by Hannafin. 45 seconds to go before our break.
You know, we were talking about it a little bit, getting the intermission. And I guess when you're accustomed to the ice cleaning, I mean, it gives you a chance to cool down. But for a team that is not really accustomed to that, you kind of worry about them getting cold and the momentum kind of getting killed. And, you hope that's not the case for the Phillies, or at least I'm sure that's what they don't hope for.
Rachel Gorbatenko wants her name on the scorecard as well, but she gets stopped by Hannafin. 20 seconds left. Centering pass. And thrown out by New Trier. Gorbatenko kept it alive, and she shoots into the glove of Hannafin. Just 14 seconds now.
Good bounce back save there. You kind of need that to get your head back in the game, especially after 2 almost impossible shots to save. 14 seconds left. I'm sure if you're New Trier, you just kind of want to get to the intermission unscathed.
One more D-zone face-off for them. Gorbatenko will take it, win it back to her sister. Rachel Gorbatenko with a shot into the glove, and it'll be one more face-off. Ahai State Playoffs, Final 4 for girls. Winner of this goes to the state championship game at the United Center, home of the Blackhawks. New Trier will dump it out. the horn will sound, and the period comes to an end. New Trier got the first goal early in this one, Rudy, but Barrington has responded with 3 unanswered as we head into the break.
Exactly that, and coming into the second period, we talked about the change in ice and the long change kind of playing a factor here, and it's been the speed and really kind of the energy and stamina of this Phillies team that has really taken over and able to create chances. As a result, like you said, 3 unanswered goals. They head into the break. Only 15 minutes to go, separating them between the state championship game at the United Center.
20-15, the Phillies lead shots on goal. 3-1, the Phillies lead the game. We will take a quick timeout, but do not go anywhere during the intermission. We'll have a chat with Steve Ricker, president of IHOA. So don't go anywhere. That'll start in just a moment. Welcome back to our second intermission here at the Edge Ice Arena in Bensonville, just south of O'Hare for the Ahai State Tournament. The girls' Final Four, Barrington and New Trier playing a great game, but here during the break, we're going to have a conversation with Steve Ricker, president of IHOA, in charge of the officiating staff here in Illinois. So welcome to the SHL Network.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. So, we were talking a little bit pregame, and 4 officials out there for this girls' game. For the officials, they have goals at the beginning of the season too. They want to be the ones out there making the calls for the big games and ultimately at the United Center for the state championship. What goes into the choosing process when you decide who gets these big games?
Well, all our officials strive to work that big game, like you said, and it starts at the beginning of the year, and it's a long process. We evaluate officials, we supervise, we have a development program that young officials go through, and come this time of year, the officials that have worked the hardest and managed their games successfully are the ones that get chosen for the big game.
So what goes into becoming an official? Are there any kind of tests or just training that they have to go through in order to become an official here? Yeah,
that's a great question. Every year, we as officials have to get recertified. And that includes going to a classroom, which is generally anywhere from 4 to 8 hours. There is a test that must be taken. There are modules that have to be watched. It's a pretty long process, but it's a process that needs to be done in order to make sure our officials are the best that they can be.
No doubt about that. Well, we talked about it just a second ago. We see 4 officials out there for this game. Usually we get a 3-man crew when it comes to the girls' game. What's so important for these big games about having 4 stripes out there?
Well, the girls will vary from a 2-man system to a 3-man system, and now that we are at this time of year into the playoffs, USA Hockey's going to a 4-man officiating system for the women going forward to the championship game, and that'll be the same with the boys also.
Gotcha. So we had 2 penalties in this game. That's it. These are the 2 highest penalty-taking teams in the girls' league. What can you say about the officials in this game so far? Obviously, you've got an eye on them.
Well, you know what? I think they're doing an outstanding job. They're working hard. They're in position to make the calls that they need to make. Generally, in a game of this magnitude, you're not going to have many penalties because the players know what's at stake. Giving the other team a power play opportunity can decide which way the game goes. So players are usually on their best behavior and working as hard as they can.
All right. Steve Ricker, president of Ahai, thank you very much for joining the show.
Thanks
Appreciate
for having
it.
me.
Of course. And don't go anywhere. We'll stay right here on the air, mute our mics. Third period coming up shortly. Welcome back to the SHL Network live on YouTube. It's the Final Four of state for the girls. The Phillies lead New Trier 3-1. We heard from New Trier coach pregame. Now we'll switch over to the other bench. Jeff Reisky standing by with Max Anderson. Go ahead, Max.
Thank you, Dylan. Jeff, you guys are 15 minutes away from a state championship, headed down to the United Center. What do you have to do in this third period to get there?
Yeah, we gotta keep playing like we're playing. So we gotta attack because we gotta keep putting the pressure on them. But we gotta be smart. We gotta keep our third forward high. We know they're cherry picking. They've been doing it all game. So we gotta be aware, heads on a swivel, but make it really hard for them to attack. So we gotta have numbers back, defend in layers.
New Trier got that first goal. Obviously, you guys have beat them every time you played them this season. What was it like to see the response from your team after going down early to a team they've beaten every time?
Yeah, it was awesome. Our girls have been down before. We've lost a couple of games this year. We've been down and come back, and we've always talked about how that's a good thing. And you saw 2 minutes later we put the puck in the net. They didn't panic. There was no screaming on the bench. They're used to it, and they're used to playing in close games. So it was awesome. I'm proud of these kids.
Well, Jeff, good luck.
Yeah,
hope to see you at the United Center.
I hope for these girls, yeah.
Dylan, back up to you.
Thank you, Max. 15 minutes on the clock. You pointed it out. They're pretty close. They have a 2-goal lead here with 15 minutes left to defend. New Trier, though, I mean, obviously we've seen they've been up to the task. They've been playing them well, and they've had their moments on offense.
Yeah, absolutely. New Trier has had their looks, and they've been able to generate a lot of offense, but, you know, it's been Ward up to the task and really able to shut things down. But real quick before we get going here, can we just say what an amazing coach Jeff Reisky is? I mean, to play for a coach of that nature that understands that it's about the players, a player-oriented coach that understands the moment, understands his team, and lets them play creatively, but also gives them opportunities to really play into a system and buy into the culture that they're trying to establish here. It's a very promising time for Barrington, and I think Jeff at the helm is the right guy right now. He's 15 minutes, along with his girls, from playing for a state championship.
And over here on the New Trier side, guys, just got to duck into the huddle right at the last moment. If you thought there was nerves or anxiety being down to 3-1, it's the opposite. They're excited. They feel like they're ready for a comeback.
All right, well, a fresh sheet of ice here for the third period. Winner of this game to the United Center for a chance at the state crown. Two Phillies run into each other. Barrington will get the puck back. Bukala got her pocket pick. Now in on net to the backhand. A try there for Addison Stewart, but Ward said no. Now the Phillies going to get it outside the zone. It does leak, and it'll be grabbed here by Kimberly Jung.
A good defensive play there from New Trier to really get in the way. I apologize, the Phillies, to get in the way there of that chance, get a stick in so that they stop that shot from getting all of it.
New Trier back in their own half of the ice. Kiera Barr taken down. Penalty will be called here against the Broncos on a delayed call, and they will touch the puck here, and that'll stop the clock. So New Trier is going to go to their second power play of the match.
Well, nothing really takes energy and momentum away from a team than taking a penalty early, especially when you have the lead. And, you know, they say 3-2 is the worst lead in hockey. I think it's 3-1. I'm not going to lie to you. The reason being, you get that first goal, then you really start to believe that you have a chance there. And once you equalize it, then at that point, it's anybody's game.
So 2 minutes on the clock for the NT power play. Quick clear by Barrington. It'll go down. Hannafin settles it down with her stick. Kimberly Jung, the lone goal scorer for the Trevians, gets it over. Here's a steal. Gorbatenko for the hat trick. She scores! Her third goal of the game, and yet another beauty. Short-handed, it's 4-1.
You know what I said about 3-1? Ignore that. It's 4-1. What a move there. The hat trick. I mean, what a performance. Best player on the ice, hands down. And as a result, Barrington takes a 4-1 lead. Take another look here. A little forehand, backhand shimmy. Top cheese. What a move, what a goal. And the Phillies getting comfy.
It's about as unassisted as it gets, Rudy. A steal from New Trier in their own zone, and a breakaway from maybe about 50 feet. This will get cleared down, and now the Trevians, whilst on a power play, have iced the puck.
Absolutely. You would think it's the other way around. You would think the Phillies are on the power play here. They've been the one asserting themselves and, being the first one on pucks and forcing New Trier to dump it down the length of the ice. And if you're New Trier, all that energy you had, it's gone.
Winterkorn shoots. That one goes wide of the net. Now from the left side, this shot on target, stopped by Hannafin. Phillies backhand it back down. Taken away by the Trevians. They will get it out. Hagliaro dumps it down to the Phillies' end. And we get a stoppage here. I believe offside's called. 12:53 to go in the third.
Well, just over a minute into the power play, and like we've said, it's been all Phillies. New Trier hasn't even been able to get it into the offensive zone to even give themselves a look. And that's the last thing you want to see right now if you're supporting the Trevians.
And that's where you think back to that stretch in the second period when it was all New Trier for that 3-4 minutes of playing time. They had so many great chances. They just were not able to capitalize, and it could be a very different story if they were able to, because at that time it was just 2-1.
Absolutely, and you look at the heroics of Ward. She's been doing it all season, making huge saves when it matters. I sound like a broken record, but she really has played a really huge factor in this game, and as a result, it's 4-1 when it could very easily have been 3-3 heading into the third.
Rudy, is there still a power play? Because honestly, it seems like we're skating 5-on-5 right now the way things are happening. Most of this New Trier power play is being spent in their own zone.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Like I said, you would think the Phillies are on a power play here, but vice versa. It's the other way around as they'll dump it down the length of the ice again. Won't be icing that time.
Almost a third icing on their own power play. This won't be an icing. Still 10 seconds to go in the shorthanded situation for the Phillies. Wraparound try, save, Deuce on the rebound, gets another crack at it, and also stopped by Hannafin. Barrington bidding for their second shorty of this penalty kill. Now skating into the zone for the Trevs, Kira Barr. Down to the corner, lost the puck, and the Phillies will take it. Power play has come to an end. New Trier falls 0 for 2 on the advantage so far this morning.
And again, it's the lack of gap control here from New Trier. Another look in the slot once again. It's been there all game long. Haven't been able to find an answer.
Winterkorn through the neutral zone. Snapshot, stopped by Hannafin. Barrington looking to close this one out, head to the United Center for a chance at Illinois' crown. In a pretty comfortable position to do that. Gorbatenko, maybe a fourth goal in her this morning. She will pass over, and this shot from the left circle, saved by Hannafin, rebound, another stop by the New Trier netminder. Now the stretch pass intended for Schuster, waiting at the blue line for a breakaway, missed. So instead of a breakaway for New Trier, they'll take a D-zone faceoff.
Again, like you said, a missed opportunity there, a potential breakaway missed. But let's look at this. I mean, we saw another look here where there's two players on the puck, therefore leaving another player on the opposite end completely open, and Barrington knows that. They've been able to exploit that space that New Trier is giving them. They're fortunate that they haven't capitalized on it more.
Season on the line here for New Trier. I'm sure we'll start to see intensity ramp up a little bit. Nicole Gorbatenko can't find a fourth. Hannafin makes the save.
Hannafin, outside of that goal that you can't really falter for, has been really, really sharp here in the third. That time stopping a fourth goal from getting past her at the hands of Barrington. But, you know, you got to give credit where credit's due. She's been all right.
Kukala in there for the face-off, taken by New Trier. Poking this one ahead for herself is Schuster. Catches up to it. Schuster sends it high of the net, off the glass. Now the other direction. O'Connell, now Bukala. Tried to split around a couple Trevian defenders. Lost the puck in that process, and New Trier will take over. Neutral zone. Looking for the puck and dumping it down. Now Gorbatenko. Rachel, that is, taking it in her own zone. Rachel Gorbatenko. Ahead to the slot. Kind of a 2-on-4 rush there. Couldn't do much with it.
You can see the New Trier defense getting tired of Rachel Gorbatenko weaving between them. They collapsed on her 4 blue jerseys, not letting her get another one.
Cheesy dumps it below the goal line. Picking it up is O'Leary. Centering it, poked away. Keeping it alive are the Trevians. This shot on goal, stopped by Ward. Haven't said her name many times in this third period, but she gets her second stop of the frame there. Barrington is pulled away in shots on goal. 26-16 they lead. Trevians still pressuring. Around a few defenders, Lacheesian. She gets a shot on target, and that's turned away. Now the other direction. It's Deuce with a goal in this game already, bidding for a second. Blocker saved by Hannafin. Then this one thrown to the net again, turned away by Hannafin once more. And just barely offsides here. We'll stop the clock. 8:14 to go in regulation.
You take another look here on the replay, the save from Ward, but a nice chance there generated, but again, it's the aggressiveness, the way she's outside of her crease. I mean, the way her ankle is kind of, it's just good spacing and really good positioning there, almost taking away all the angle. As a result, the puck stays out of the net.
8:05 to go. That looked close to offsides, but they will wave it off. And Barrington will get the puck back anyway. New Trier steals it before they can clear the zone, then eventually it does get outside the zone. Here come the Phillies. Nicole Gorbatenko with 3 goals in this game already. This one sent all the way down. Tip so no icing. Off the boards, picking it up. New Trier, now a pass to the slot, around a couple defenders, and a shot stopped by Ward again.
New Trier showing signs of life, able to really start to pick things up here. They know that their backs are against the wall, but it's been Brooke Ward who's been able to really stymie the offense. Max, what do you got?
Yeah, the message is to keep putting shots on net. They've had a couple of really good opportunities. Ava Schuster in particular, a couple of breakaways that they've missed the net. The message from Lenny Munson is we've got to get these shots on net. Obviously can't score if it's not on net.
Right point, thrown to the net again. Stopped or blocked on its way by Barrington. New Trier looking for more in the attacking zone, but the Phillies will get it out again. Bukala into the zone down the right wing side. Gets a shot away, stopped by Hannafin.
There was space there. Bukala almost capitalizes.
4-1 the lead for the Phillies. New Trier's probably thinking, now is about the time that they need to score if they want to have a chance to go with the empty net. Maybe here in this playoff game, we'll see the empty net down by 3. All of that will reveal itself soon. Winterkorn shoots, save made, rebound, tapped home. Cadence Gilmore, who didn't have a goal all regular season, gets Barrington's 5th.
Now's a good time to get your first, and that'll probably be the cherry on top for Barrington. 6:31, we've seen crazier things, but it's the rebound there. And as we were going to say, you said New Trier needs to get one quick, but it's been the forecheck of the Phillies that hasn't given them an opportunity to even get it out of their zone. As a result, the pressure they generated gets Gilmer her first of the season. You see a little love there from the backup goalie. Barrington almost there, close to punching their ticket to the United Center.
State Championship Day not till March 19th.
Got some
at
time.
the UC. So definitely have some time to finalize your game plan, get some practices in, soak it in, and get ready for that big day. By the way, the winner of this game, which at this point appears to be Barrington, they'll bid for a 6 here. It goes high of the net. They'll play the winner of the game right here on this very same rink, scheduled to take place at 10:50. Loyola and Fenwick, as Barrington almost gets a 6. So Fenwick the higher seed in that one, the 2 seed. Loyola number 3. It'll be interesting to see how those two teams match up, and I'm sure that some of these Phillies players will be sticking around here to watch that game, do a little scouting. Obviously, all from the same league. They've played each other multiple times, but still can't hurt.
The gap is not very wide between those two teams. We're really in store for a really good one following this one.
Ewing centers it. New Trier looking for another goal. They scored the first goal of the game.
First shot,
Barrington
too.
has 5 unanswered. Toe drag there by Millie Ewing. It's forced to the corner. Final 5 minutes of action. Phillies ice it. 5-1 the lead for Barrington.
And New Trier, they got off to the start that they needed. They did all the right things, but it really just kind of came down to capitalizing on those opportunities and really the speed and finesse of this Phillies team really separated them today. And yes, you can look at the 3 goals scored as we get a timeout here.
New Trier calls it, and why not? You're down 5-1. You probably wouldn't see a timeout at this point in a game like this during the regular season, but you're talking about the end of the line. This is elimination situation, and to quote you from just a few minutes ago, crazier things have happened.
Absolutely, and it all starts with 1, right? And that's what you need right now if you're New Trier. You just got to find a way to get one past the netminder. And at that point, you can start thinking about a second one. A second one turns into a third. Max, what do you think?
Yeah, to your point, I mean, Barrington up 5-1 here, 4 goals. And Jeff Reisky could have a pep talk here and a pep rally going into the state championship. I don't know if the camera's on him or not. He is still coaching to the very last moment, still talking about defensive zone coverages. They do not think they have anything entitled to them to get down to the United Center. They're still fervently working to get there.
And that's the mentality that you need to have, right? You can't expect these games to just kind of be served on a platter for you. Like we said, things have happened. This is the postseason. Teams come back. Teams find ways to scratch and claw their way into turning 5-1 games into 5-4, 5-5. No lead is ever safe in the postseason. And right now, that's exactly what Coach Reisky is saying to his girls. And if you're New Trier, you're probably saying the same thing. Let's go out there. Let's capitalize. We can't score 5 without scoring a second one.
They've got 4:57 on the clock to work with. Does New Trier have a miracle? Or will Barrington hold on to this 4-goal lead and head to the UC on March 19th? Here's the face-off. Right circle, New Trier attacking zone. They win it back. That's a good start for the Trevs. Here's a shot from the point. Off the stick of Lucchese. It wouldn't go. They keep pressuring. Barrington finds the puck, steals it away, skates through the neutral zone, and throws it into the empty net for number 6.
And that'll probably do things here at the edge in Bensonville, as it really was off the draw. A really good look. They had options in front. They had 2 people in front of the net. But it's Barrington that gets it out. And as you see here on the replay, doesn't get much easier as when there's not a goalie in front of it. It's 6-1.
They're starting to feel it down here on the bench. They can feel they're about to be on a ride to the United Center, these Phillies. They're feeling it.
Mia Winterkorn gets the empty net goal. Here's another shot by New Trier. That one stopped. And, I feel like someone like Mia Winterkorn, that's a very deserving goal. She's had a pretty stellar game without getting on the score sheet up until that moment. We've been saying her name a lot. She's been making the plays, leading rushes, and she gets rewarded for a solid performance this morning.
You could say that about just about half the players on this team that don't really get on the score sheet, but it takes the entire roster to get to this point, and this team is very deep. You know, they can rely on their stars, but they could also rely on role players to help them get through games. And, you know, in the postseason, you need your stars, and that was the case today.
Rudy, to your point, I was talking to Coach Reisky a couple of minutes ago, and you would think in a game that Nicole Gorbatenko has 3 goals, he might be talking about the 3 goals she scored and how she's all over the score sheet. Very first thing he says to me is, look at Rachel Gorbatenko. She just shuts things down defensively. That's where his mentality as a coach is. He's focused on the little things. He doesn't care. Of course, I shouldn't say that. Of course, he cares about the goals, but he's focused on all of the other little things, maybe that don't show up to the score sheet, to your point.
Guys, also, not to mention, usually we see a running clock when there's a 5-goal lead. The clock was stopped for that entire whistle timeout, so maybe a little different rules for the girls, as Barrington's not done here. They missed the net there as it comes to the near side half boards. Reisky to the far side. Gorbatenko, responsible for half of the Phillies' goals, looks for an assist there. Pakala on the quick shot, goes high of the net with that one. Centering pass, and it comes back up high. Reisky shoots. This one, it's tipped wide by her teammate Becko. Up high it goes to Winterkorn. Thrown to the slot, intercepted, tape to New Trier. Jung backhands it to the far side. Winterkorn looking to backhand it back out. Trevians keep it in the zone. Under 3 minutes on the clock here at the Edge in Bensonville. Barrington on their way to the UC. Up 6-1 over New Trier. The 1 seed in this tournament with just 3 losses on the season to this point.
Well, really showing why they're the number 1 seed, right? And Max mentioned it just a couple minutes ago, the defense and just how reliable they are. And Max, down at your level, I mean, you're seeing this game. You're seeing just how dependable they are. And even though it's things that don't really show up, the intangibles, I mean, what are you seeing down there?
Yeah, it's what this program's built on. It's how they've established themselves here, especially this year. Good save there from Brooke Ward, but they really want to rely on those little things to be a state power, right? They've watched New Trier, they've watched Loyola be state powers. They know they've got talent, but if they're going to win a state championship, it's about the little things, and that's still being harped on here with 2:15 left in the third.
Play until you hear a horn. That's the identity of any good hockey team, no matter what the score is, no matter how much you're leading or trailing, or if it's a tie game. Don't change anything about the way you play.
Well, that seems to be the identity here of this Phillies team, is skill and speed. I mean, they're the perfect combination of it, and it was all on display today. You know, you got to tap your stick. Just what they've been able to do tonight, or I should say this morning. My God.
Yeah, it's not even this afternoon yet, is it? It's
not yet.
Still 10:30 in the morning here in Bensonville.
Yeah, I didn't want to call you out earlier, Dylan, but you said tonight earlier as well. I know we're all used to broadcasting in the evening. I don't know that I've ever done a 9 a.m. start for a broadcast. We're all, I think, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed here this morning, but fellas, kudos to you. You guys have been bringing the energy all game.
He didn't even wait for the QC notes. He had to call you out on air. Can you believe that? Come on now, Max. Come on.
I was more referring to the habitual habit of our broadcast being in the evening, so yeah. I'll blame it on instinct.
One time I had an 8 o'clock start in New York right the day after I got there, so it was actually 7 o'clock a.m. for my body. That was not too fun. This backhander is stopped by Ward again. Brooke Ward, 20 saves on the 21 shots she's seen. Only goal she's allowed was the first one, 20 consecutive saves.
No, she's been stellar. Absolutely stellar. Knows how to play in the pressure cooker situations, up to the task whenever New Trier gets any kind of momentum going. You need elite goaltending to get to the state championship, and Ward is providing it.
43 seconds on the clock. This one leaks outside the zone, goes back down to New Trier's end. Ewing Tried to get it ahead. Deuce will intercept. Does leak outside the zone, and New Trier the other direction. This one's given away. Winterkorn throws it to the far side half boards by the Phillies bench. This one gets out of reach. It will not be an icing. And Illinois' best in the regular season has proven it here in the playoffs as well. They have a date at the United Center. As the horn sounds, the Phillies win 6-1, and they are finals bound.
What a performance. Absolutely showing why they are the top team in this tournament, rightfully so, heading to downtown Chicago to play where the Chicago Blackhawks have hoisted 3 Stanley Cups in the last 10 years. They're on their way. Date with destiny, as you said, for the state championship.
And they've got the Blackhawks colors as well, maybe a good omen, the red, white, and black. The teams will meet at center ice to shake hands. These two just played for the 5th time this season. And this one where it mattered most, Barrington comes out flying. There's been some close games between these two teams. There's been a tie. There's been 2-1. But 6-1 here. I mean, you know Barrington woke up this morning with a mission.
Well, you still have to give credit where credit's due. New Trier had their looks. This game was a lot closer than the score indicates. You have to remember that New Trier could have very easily had even this game up. Could have gone to the intermission square at 3, but it was the little nooks and crannies, and it really kind of comes down to big moments when it comes to your star players. Brooke Ward, obviously, we mentioned it so many times, just how reliable she's been. And Max, you know I love my goaltenders, man. I absolutely have to give credit where credit's due. And that's kind of been the case here as you start to see a little bit of the camaraderie here between the two teams. They're very familiar. They play with each other. They play against each other. At the end of the day, it's all love, but only one team can go to the UC, and in that case, it's Barrington.
All right, so the teams making their way off the ice. We are going to hear from Max here, who first will talk to head coach Jeff Reisky again. Max, down to you.
Jeff, you guys are on the way to the United Center. You talked about how much this meant to the girls. That's what you were focused on, is how much you wanted it for them. You're on your way. How's it feel?
It feels great. I can't say enough about just the way they worked. You know, we didn't make a big deal, but we were down 3 girls out of the lineup, so we had to mix and match our lines all game. We know they dressed a really strong roster, and I was thinking about it all week. Our girls have worked so hard. Like I mentioned in our interview, they come when our game is their 3rd game of the day. They're exhausted because they want to be here, and it shows with the amount of support we have by the girls. I'm so happy that they get to go to the United Center. This is all for them.
So you've got 2 weeks to prepare now. I'm sure you're going to kick back, take some notes on this next game. But with this 2-week break, how do you approach it? And of course, the biggest part of it is playing in an environment unlike any environment these girls have ever played in.
Yeah, that's true. And we want to tell them to enjoy it, soak it in, have fun. Our kids have played in big-time environments before. They're going to go be with their club teams. Some of them are continuing to play. We'll get them on the ice. We've been on the ice a little bit here leading up to this game, and we've had a ton of fun, and that's a big focus for us. Our girls are such good athletes. They have so much going on, so when we get together, we want to make sure that they're having a good time. So I think that also helps to build our culture. So we'll get together, and we'll prep, and we'll be ready to roll.
Jeff, congratulations. Go enjoy this with the team, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, guys, got a couple more stars of the game. We're going to start with Brooke Ward. Brooke, you gave up a goal a minute into the game, and then you shut things down. What was your mentality after going down early?
I think I just really wanted to, make it up to my team. I'm always here playing for these guys. I love them so much, and I just wanted to make it up to them.
This state championship game that you're heading into, you're heading down to the United Center. What does it mean to you as a hockey player, someone that loves the game, to be able to play a state championship game in a place like the United Center?
Oh, it's just the best feeling in the world. I remember going to Blackhawks games when I was little, and I always thought it would just be a dream to play on the ice, and now it's becoming a reality. This is an absolute dream for me.
You got down 1-0. You kept playing. What did you see from your team in front of you that allowed you guys to continue on throughout the entire game, get back, obviously scoring 6 unanswered and really controlling the game?
We've got a great team in front of us. They've played great all season. I knew they would kick it in for us, and I knew they would help get us a win, and they did. And they're insane. They scored 6 goals. That's just absolutely insane. You can't wish for anything better in a team.
Brooke, congratulations. Go enjoy with the team. I'm going to talk to Nicole here for just a minute. Nicole, congratulations. You're headed to the United Center. A hat trick in the state semifinal. take us through the mentality that you had going into this game. Obviously, a lot of talk about you as a player. You showed up here in the state semifinals. What does that mean to you?
It means so much to me. It's just so great to play with these girls. It's so much fun, and I definitely wanted to win this game to go and play in the United Center. I'm just so excited.
You talked about the United Center as a hockey player, as a competitor. You're going to walk into an environment unlike anything you've ever seen. You've got 2 weeks to prepare. What's your mindset heading into it?
Just keep playing hard, keep focusing, and play as a team and have fun.
Well, Nicole, congratulations. Thank you for jumping on. Enjoy it. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Thank you so much.
Guys, that's it from down here on ice. Back up to you.
Thank you very much, Max. That was Max Anderson down at ice level all throughout the game this morning. And for our crew here, we're done with this contest, but we are not done for the day. We're going to run it back and do the other half of the bracket, the semifinal between Loyola and Fenwick to play Barrington at the United Center. Rudy, any final thoughts before I wrap it up?
Well, no, I think you hit it on the nose here. I mean, we're getting ready for the second one to find out who they'll be playing up against at the UC. Got a great one on tap. Hope everybody could stick around and watch that game. But it's been a good one. But Barrington set the table. They're going to the UC.
They have definitely set the table. That's a very good way to put it. And, the pressure's on for whichever team goes. No matter what, it'll still be Barrington as the number 1 seed. So for our entire crew, probably the biggest crew we've ever had on a J&M media broadcast, 3 cameramen, Matt Freeman with the main shot, Patrick Loftus with the corner shot, which you're looking at right now, Joel Schneider with the close-ups, our technical engineer running the clock, Joe DeGrand, technical director Jimmy Olson, queuing up replays as always. One more time, it was Max Anderson down at ice level. Rudy Hodgson to my right, our analyst. My name is Dylan Ward saying so long, and tune in at 10:50. We'll be right back at it for the other semifinal.